Hey kids, how are ya? Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are having a good afternoon. I hope everything is well. So, welcome to this special little live session here. Um, and this actually was influenced because this morning during morning coffee, and this was, hey Dawn, hey guys. So, this was morning coffee for the 12th of November. Yeah, so that was today. And I was, going through morning coffee, and it's funny because because I came to the realization that morning coffee has kind of become a time or a session for me to do readings for the Twin Flame Collective. Even though I'm like so allergic to that right now, like I'm not, well, I'm adverse to it. I mean, I built my channel. Hey guys, I built my main fan base on the twin flame journey, because I was going through it myself, right? And so I did that for like 2 years, and I went through my own process on the twin flame journey. Oh, well, I hope your cat feels better soon. I saw your post about that, Anima. I hope your cat does feel better soon. It's good to see you, by the way. Anyway, but as I progressed through my journey, um I got to a point where I just stopped doing the readings because I didn't want to look into the energies anymore. I was, and that was mainly in an effort to like remove myself from the situation. Like I was trying desperately to just like forget it ever happened and separate from it, even though I knew deep down that I wasn't ever going to really be away from it, no matter what, regardless as to whether or not I was around this person that I had called my twin or not, regardless I was around him, whether I was around him, regardless as to whether or not we actually got to like, get to know each other better, or we got to heal the relationship, blah blah blah. I was never not going to be on the twin flame journey. Still am to this day. So okay, that's fine. Um, but I stopped doing the readings for a while, and I realized a few days ago that morning coffee has kind of become that place where I do readings for the twins. Go figure, right? Spirit, no matter what, and it's crazy because it's consistently like every like if a twin flame message is going to come out on my channel anymore, other than like for specific twin flame readings, it's going to be on morning coffee more than likely. So there's that. So I was doing morning coffee this morning, and of course, a message for the divine feminine came through, which was really powerful, really poignant, and really made a whole lot of sense. Um, and part of that message included me tapping into this part of the divine masculine collective that's kind of sitting there watching the divine feminine move forward. And I'm hearing watching the divine feminine strive, watching the divine feminine survive. Just kind of, and the narrative or the question there is, all right, so what's she gonna do next? Blah blah blah. In some cases, what I'm picking up on, in terms of like the divine masculine saying this here, some of them are hiding behind the fact that it's like, oh well, I'm just watching her because it's such a shit show and blah 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 blah. And but really there's a deep sense of fear, in terms of this, for those in the collective that are experiencing this, for those in the collective that are also picking up on this. There is a sense of fear here. They may say that they're watching and waiting and even paying attention because it's just so funny and I can't believe she's still going on about this, blah blah blah. But in reality, they know exactly what's going on here, and at this point they understand the true power of those of us that really do resonate with the divine feminine collective. And so there is a bit of a sense of fear going on here, in terms of like, holy shit, no, really, what is she or he, it doesn't matter, but whatever, what are they going to do next? Like, holy fuck. Now here's the other part about it, because part of what I was understanding while I was channeling this earlier during morning coffee was that it also has a lot to do with the fact that the tables have turned now. Because here's the current story, at least in terms of my journey, and for those of us that resonate with the twin flame journey, that really resonate with me on my channel here, here's the other part of the story. Because the divine feminine has gotten to a point where she's really taken her power back. She's lost her drive to really fight for this relationship any longer, for good reason too. But she's gotten to the point now where it's like, screw you, buddy, or in other terms, fuck you, buddy. I'm out of here. Like, I'm not allowing you to take my energy any longer. I'm not allowing you to just bleed me dry in efforts to just keep going on whatever karmic cycle you've been going in. Okay. Um, Case in point, I'll explain. I'll share, because y'all know how I love to share on my channel here. But 555 on the counter. But also, I share my journey because it helps you guys put your journey into perspective. And that's part of the other thing about the divine feminine. The divine feminine communicates. So that's why you'll find so many of us on this journey that resonate with the feminine side of the situation as readers or bloggers or vloggers or shit like that. We're putting ourselves out there because that's part of what the divine feminine does. That's part of what the feminine energy does. She shares, she communicates. I mean, this is why we have like girl talk, and why we have like all the girls get together and we're all and when it's low vibrational, it's fucking gossip and all that shit, right? Okay. But we part of the journey of the divine feminine is to share her aspect and to no longer be silenced, or no longer allow herself to be silenced. Okay. And many of the masculines out there, I'm feeling like many of those that whatever that aligned with us are probably like, oh, she's using this to capitalize on the situation, or she's using this to tear down my reputation, or to ruin me because I rejected her, blah blah blah. Nobody, it's not even like that. We're here to share, to shed light on the situation. Okay. And if you end up getting caught in the crosshairs or caught in the crossfires because you're acting like a narcissistic piece of shit, well, sorry, but that's not my problem. Right? Okay. So the divine feminine has gotten to the point where over time, and I was guilty of this as a reader, I was one of those individuals that would suggest this or put this forward, but we were being encouraged, or we were encouraging ourselves or each other to continue holding space for the divine masculine, continue sending love to the divine masculine, this, that, and the third, right? But really all we were doing, hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Really, all we were doing was just keeping the karmic cycle going. And as I explained in Morning Coffee, in today's Morning Coffee, dated for the 12th of November, if you're watching this after the live stream, what I mentioned was that back in the day, when I was still in the thick of the situation, I was hearing one of my masculine guides say to me, you keep making the same mistake over and over again. It wasn't until I got to the very last straw of that leg of the journey for myself where I finally figured out what it was that I kept doing. And that was me continuing to allow the divine masculine in under the circumstances that he was presenting himself. And now at this point, we can officially say that those individuals are just masculines. At this point, we can say those individuals were karmic masculines, right? But they had to be, because here's the thing about the twin flame journey. It's a karmic cycle that needs to be broken. And the only way that this karmic cycle is going to be broken is when the divine feminine takes her power back and stops giving to this situation, stops allowing karmic masculines that are showing up or presenting themselves as some sort of divine masculine, stop allowing them into your life. Stop engaging with them energetically. Stop flowing your love to them. Stop flowing your attention. Stop holding space for individuals that are just playing around with karmic energy. And the other part about this for the divine feminine was that we thought we were giving them energy in hopes that they were going to heal themselves, but all they were really doing was using that energy to continue doing what it was they were doing karmically, right? So now that we've gotten to the point where we've taken our power away, We've taken our power back. And in many cases, we've completely moved on. Like myself, I moved out of the country. That has left a rift or a hole where the divine feminine used to be, where the divine feminine kept on feeding the cycle, right? Hey guys. So now the tables have turned on the divine masculine. And I'm hearing, he can't seem to understand why things aren't flowing the same way for him as they used to before. Well, I'll tell you why. I'll give you a little bit of a secret. We took our power back. And for some of them, they started to realize, oh shit, they really are powerful, huh? Yup. So now we have this energy of certain individuals or within the divine masculine collective, or no, I'm sorry, the masculine collective, are watching, are saying, oh shit, what is she going to do next? Because they know how powerful we are. And some of them, and these are the ones that some of them actually really were 1111. Some of them really were like, oh, she's a witch. Oh, you better watch out for her. She's casting spells on me. She's which is funny because some of those masculines actually were the ones casting the spells. They may not have been fully aware of it, but they were energetically manipulating us as the feminine because they knew that we were open to them. And they were consciously manipulating us in order to keep the situation going, in order to keep the cycle going. They were the ones casting the spells. They were the ones being energetically manipulative for the most part. Okay. So now that we've taken our power back and we've left their asses in the dust, they're getting all paranoid and they're all like, well, shit, what's she gonna do now? So instead of wasting time in morning coffee for that, I decided to do a separate reading in terms of that. So that's what we're going to look into today. But understand, I picked up on something else. There are two sides to this equation. There's a dark side and then there's a light side, because there are also certain energies within the divine masculine collective that have been doing their work and are watching other parts of the divine feminine collective rise above this toxic karmic energy. And they're watching us rise and they're like, holy shit, now what? So we're going to look into that too. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to look into the dark side of the situation, okay? And get some clarity. And I've been guided, I've been pushed by my guides to use this deck. It's called the Dark Mirror. I am still very new to this deck. I've read through about half of it and I haven't gotten through the rest, but I really feel hey David, I really feel very strongly, I'm feeling pushed very strongly to use this deck, even though I'm still not quite versed with it. I'm going to read through it intuitively. I might dive into the book a little bit, but we're going to look into this here. Okay, so let's get going. Let's settle in and let's see what messages we have. Hi, Spirit. God, Source Creator, angels of love and light, way showers, ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, those who wish to serve love and light, those who wish to serve our ascension, expansion, and illumination, we invite you into our space right now, only if you wish to serve love and light. And we ask that you please guide us on this twin flame journey at this moment. And we ask that you please bring forward any messages that you have for us in terms of the divine masculine, asking the question, what is the divine feminine going to do next? We thank you so much for your presence and your assistance. Alrighty, kids, let's get into this here. So I'm going to start with the Dark Mirror Oracle. All right, let me give this 5 shuffles. And we're going to look into the dark side of this situation. And really, the reason why we're looking into the dark side here is because I want to get us some information on how to prepare. How do we defend ourselves in this situation? What do we need to know about this? That was 3. This is 4. And this is 5. All right. So, all right. God, source, creator, angels of love and light, spirit guides, way showers, ancestors. What do we need to know about this? What do we need to know about the divine masculine spying, basically? Atonement. Oh. Okay. What do we need to know about this, please, Spirit? In terms of what is the divine feminine going to do next? Shit. Holy shit. All right. At the bottom of the deck, you guys, we have artificial heart. All right. Okay. So the overall feel in terms of this right now, you guys, is the fact that the divine masculine, I'm not going to say it that way. The masculines that are the ones that are watching, that are nervous, that are scared, that feel slighted, the real narcissistic ones, the ones that are watching thinking, I need to watch out for this person because they're going to try and ruin my life. Please. Like we would actively go out of our way and waste our precious time just to ruin your life. Okay. But they don't have a heart. They don't know how to love. And in some cases, they're watching because they want to see, they basically want to learn from you. Okay. But then underneath that, you do have gilded regret. Wow. And blinded to pain. So in some cases, they're watching and learning from you. And they're making excuses as to why they're watching you for whatever reason, to make it come off as, well, you could be a threat, or you could just be a problem, or you're a nuisance, or this, that, and the third, or you constantly embarrass yourself and they just find it hilarious. They just want to keep laughing, but it's not like they're really truly laughing. They're learning how to love. They're dealing with their regret. They're trying to watch and see if your life is going to crumble down, quite frankly, the way theirs has, ever since your energy was retracted from them. In some cases, they're learning how to deal with the pain that they've been blinded to all along, okay? But the main 3 cards that have come out here are Atonement, Black Flower Fragrance, and Queen of My World. Now, the only one that I really read through so far is Black Flower Fragrance, and from what I can remember, that card is about basically what Spirit just said is shining your own light, not allowing yourself to be diminished because you are different. And then that falls right in alignment with Queen of My World, because the divine feminine has come through at this point and said, fuck you. I am in control of my world. I am the master of my domain here. Okay. It's very much, and this is how the tables have turned for the masculine here. Yes, absolutely. It absolutely does. It absolutely does, Mare. I mean, think about it. You're connected to the divine masculine. That's true. You're connected to the masculines, but you're really no more it's really a very similar connection to just how connected we all are universally. Quite frankly, we all come from the same source. And yes, you and this other individual are embodiments of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, but we're all part of the same collective. We're all part of the same twin flame collective. That's why it's entirely possible for the actual pairs to mix and match, because it's basically the same source energy embodied within multiple different individuals. But then you also have the aspect of being an individual. And that's the other part of this situation. Being on the twin flame journey is not necessarily about just being with, in a romantic relationship, in a marriage, whatnot, whatever, with this one individual. That is not what this is about. This is about finding a sense of wholeness within yourself, healing the toxic and karmic cycles that have been going through and going through and going on, and get us out of this toxic cycle. So because of that, you have a sense of individuality. You have a sense of free will. You have the ability to pull your energy back from anything or anyone, regardless of how connected you are, because that is yours. That is your right to free will. And thank you for asking that question, because that takes me to the next point. The divine feminine here and now that are resonating with this part of the collective, or this part of the journey, have chosen to enact their sense of free will and to fully take their power back. That's it. No more. You get nothing else from me. The only way I will give my power is if the balance and harmonious and reciprocal energies of that situation are present. Otherwise, you get jack shit. Queen of my world. Black flower fragrance. Part of the oppression that's happened. No, you are very welcome, Mayor. You are very, very welcome. Part of what's also happened here is there was quite a bit of oppression on behalf of the divine masculine towards the divine feminine, trying to get the divine feminine to fit a certain mold that fit the look of the patriarchy. Why? Because the patriarchy, or patriarchal society, or masculine dominated society, is what we live in right now. And part of the biggest campaign of that society is to devalue and silence the feminine, or women. Because there's a deep-seated fear of femininity and of women. Because women and feminine energy are extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. Okay? So with black flower fragrance here, there is an energy of the divine feminine saying, I don't care what you say. I am perfect exactly as I am, and I'm going to let my fragrance run free. I'm going to let my light shine. And you're not going to tell me no. You're not going to stop me either. And thus, we have a whole shitload of atonement that's necessary on behalf of these masculine individuals. And that is a big reason as to why they are watching us saying, oh shit, what are they going to do next? Because they know they got it coming. But you see, here's the problem for them, is we don't have to do anything. All we really had to do was pull our energy back and say, sayonara, sucker. And now they have to answer for the universe, answer to the universe. They have to answer to karma. They have to take whatever it is that, thank you, they have to reap what they've sown. And who knows when it's going to come at them? Who knows? Who knows when it's going to come at them? All right? Excuse me. All right, so I'm going to get into the tarot here. And we're going to start clarifying some shit. Just one more shuffle. All right. Well, Mayor, here's the other part, and this is another part of the situation that is really very, very important. We have to learn to find the representation of the divine masculine within us, because we all have a balance of masculine and feminine energy. We all have both of those energies within us. And so it's less about trying to find the divine masculine outside of ourselves, external to us. It's more about finding that within. And for those of us that are at this place within the journey, we have started to or have successfully found that representation of the masculine within us, which is what helps us to say no to that external individual, because it's the masculine is very protective. And when you start to integrate with the masculine within, you start to defend yourself better. You start to take care of yourself better, or in different ways than you did before. You start to have way better boundaries. And sometimes in that initial balancing process, you can go a little bit overboard. Okay, it's a process of learning and understanding. You'll even it out eventually. But that's why most of us are like, you can go fuck yourself. Like, I straight up don't give two shits about what you say or what you think. I am the queen of my world. And you will not come in here and tell me I can or cannot do something. That is the masculine within us coming through and protecting us. Anima, you're hilarious. All right, so let's get some clarity. I'm gonna shuffle this one more time. And let's look at Queen of my world here. The Ten of Cups. Wow. And Strength, Seven of Cups, and wow. And then the Sun. Okay, so the Sun is at the bottom of the deck here. This is beautiful. This is us rising above having the strength to rise above the confusion and the illusion. Wow. See, the Ten of Cups is here. And initially I thought this Ten of Cups was our own sense of fulfillment and happiness. But actually now I'm looking at this Ten of Cups and thinking, actually, no, this is society. These are the people around us. This is the community that tells us we should be one way when we're actually another, or it's really not like that. It's like an energy of growing up as a young girl being a tomboy. For those of you that resonated as being a tomboy when you were a kid, and kind of getting that sense of pushback from the community about, well, no, you need to be more girly. What the fuck do I need to be more girly for? It's not who I am. Why should I be anything less than who I am? Having the strength to rise above that. With the Sun at the bottom of the deck and the Seven of Wands also shining your light. Shining your light and defending that, overcoming that, because you know your worth. Queen of Pentacles to the Ten of Swords, putting the deceit and the deception to rest. All because you chose to take up your rightful place on the throne as the queen of your world. Well, sure. I mean, I'm sure at some point you're gonna feel energies of those narcissistic energies trying to pull you back in. But that's just the devil. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Okay. Let's look at Black Flower Fragrance next. What can you tell us about Black Flower Fragrance here? Nine of Wands. Oh, with the Moon and the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Okay, so part of this energy with the Black Flower Fragrance, what I'm getting here is that this journey is really look, this journey is very difficult, and we don't know exactly where we're going to go, where we're going to end up. It's all about continuing to move forward, even in the darkest moments. and following your intuition, the Moon and the Queen of Cups, okay? And allowing yourself to stay that compassionate energy, but not backing down. Nine of Wands to the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck and the Hanged Man, okay? Change in perspective, honoring yourself, understanding yourself, recognizing the beauty in your individuality and not backing down from that. You know, we've come a long way. 10 of Pentacles to the Three of Swords. And yes, we are a community here. But we've come a long way. And it's this energy that we've learned, that we've experienced, that we can now put to rest because we have the change in perspective here. Having this change in perspective and understanding what all of this meant for you, how all of this has affected you, how all of this has made you into that much more of the individual that you are and that much more of the individual that you were meant to be, that is what opens the floodgates for you. That's what keeps the space clear and open for you to move forward. Regardless as to whether or to whatever, you know, shady circumstances may be going on or hidden things or things that may not seem completely clear, regardless of the dark nights of the soul or anything like that. But this is why these masculine energies are watching us so intently. Because we show the strength that it takes to really show up in this world. And with all the oppression that women and feminine energies receive in this world today, you would think, oh, they got to back down at some point. I'm sorry. What was that? We're gonna what? Back down? What does that even mean? And you know why they expect us to do that? Because they folded themselves. And because they think they're so much stronger. Well, if we can't hold it, if we can't stand up to it, they obviously can't. Bullshit. Bullshit. Watch me. Nope. No going back. All right, so now let's look at atonement here. Knight of Wands, Two of Swords, Knight of Cups, Five of Wands with the King of Wands. They are resisting this hard body. Hard body. Because they're still here in this King of Wands energy, this narcissistic, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm the shit. You need to bow down to me, blah, blah, blah. I made you, I created you, blah, blah. Like, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't even be there right now, blah, blah, blah. Oh, really, buddy? They're still in this energy. And they don't understand Five of Wands. They refuse to even see Two of Swords, that they need to open up and follow their hearts. Instead, they'd rather stay here, Knight of Wands, thinking that that's going to attract the High Priestess. I'm sorry, not the High Priestess, the Empress, to the Magician. But it's really only going to attract more karmic energies and more burdens. Two of Cups, Ten of Wands. I'm hearing they refuse to accept the fact that they've done anything wrong and that they have anything to own up to. Anything to, I guess you could say, apologize for, or that they have any responsibility in this. because they can sit back and say, well, you're the one that was chasing me all the time. Oh, yeah? That's what you saw on the surface. But what happened underneath the surface? What happened at midnight, at 2 in the morning, when no one was around and the divine feminine was being tortured by your messages of, please don't leave me, please come back, I love you. But then when we finally gave in and said, okay, fine, I'll give this another chance, you turn around and acted like this? Or should I say like this? For everyone else to see? Oh, because you got your fix. You got your fix. And she was humiliated by all the people standing around watching. You have a lot to answer for, buddy. And don't get me wrong, the divine feminine is not, she's not that innocent. I'm not that innocent. Okay. But the divine feminine has done her work. The divine feminine went through her atonement. The divine feminine answered for her shit. She faced herself. She looked at herself in the mirror and said, damn, bitch, really? Really? Okay. But you know what? We're going to move on. Right? Y'all are the ones still sitting here watching us thinking that we're going to come back. Thinking that you have to keep tabs on us because we might show up one day out of nowhere, out of the blue, and this is all going to happen. This cycle's all going to repeat itself again. 6 of Cups. Really? Really? Okay. Well, let me put it to you this way. This shit is done. Stick a fork in me, because I'm done. The Hierophant. It's like their system is teaching them. This is that patriarchal system. The system has taught them or is continuing to convince them that they'll be back someday. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it's been. King of Swords. With the Hanged Man. And Temperance. But I do think some of them are starting to wake up. Because with this King of Swords and the Hanged Man here, it's like, whoa, wait a second. Let's be real about this here. Let's be honest about this here. I don't think she's ever coming back. And you would be right. Temperance. Because the situation was not balanced. Okay. All right. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I want to talk about the light side of this now. Excuse me, because there are individuals within the Divine Masculine Collective that are watching us, and I do feel like this is more energetic in nature. It could be physical. I want to pull messages from them. I'm tired of talking about this dark bullshit. Let's talk about the light side of the situation. Yes. Give me just a second here. Let me just clear all of this out. Hey, Christina. You get so much wisdom. And I was just saying during a happy hour last night that I ended up going back in the archives of my channel and looking at some of like the first videos that I did when I was like really doing the twin flame thing. And let me tell you, that shit is like damn near embarrassing. Like, holy fuck. I almost have half a mind to like take them down off of my channel, but I don't know. They could still be useful to people that are on the journey, that are new to the journey. It was so bad, you guys. Oh my God, it was so bad. Ugh, so bad. All right. Let's shift gears here and let's look at. Oh, Mare. I'm talking about the videos that I did because I've had this channel for like 2 years now. So I started in January 8th of 2018. God, I should stop talking about it because I don't recommend that. Oh, okay. Then you probably saw a lot of the first ones. Well, good. Time is an illusion. That's true. I did grow up quite a bit energetically here. That's for sure. Well, as long as it helped, that's all that matters. I mean, I'm really hard on myself anyway, so. All right. Let's get some messages from the light side of the Divine Masculine Collective. Yeah, 5 shuffles. 1. What do you want us to know? We'll call you true Divine Masculines, yes? Oh, thanks, Tracy. 2. Wait. Oh, thanks, Starseed. Oh, girl, Michelle. I know it. Girl, Lord have mercy. Ooh, this is 3. Yo. Like, for real, though. Like, on some real shit, though. 4. All right, Divine Masculine. The light community. The higher resonance Divine Masculine Collective. What do you want us to know right now? Message from you. This is 5. All right, from the Divine Masculine here. The higher vibratory of the Divine Masculine, yes? The real, true Divine Masculines. What do you want us to know right now? You are worthy, Divine Feminine. You're on the right path to Divine Feminine. Two of Pentacles, Judgment, both in reverse here. There's no need to juggle, okay? What's holding some of you back right now within the Divine Feminine Collective is this feeling of this sense of self-worth, inadequacy in terms of your self-worth. It's like you're wavering back and forth. You're kind of juggling between aligning, or I'm hearing staying in alignment with the true version of the Divine Masculine and still kind of wanting to give your time, attention, and energy to the individuals that are toxic and low vibrational. You cannot juggle these two energies. It has to be one or the other. Yep, there you go. Queen of Swords. It has to be one or the other. Queen of Swords, 8 of Swords, the Emperor, and Temperance. Ooh, Temperance, the Moon with the King of Wands. Wow, the 2 of Cups, the King of Swords, the High Priestess. So you need to set the record straight for yourselves, Divine Feminine. If you're going to reach the Emperor to your Empress, says the Divine Masculine Collective, then you need to take decisive action and cut yourself free. You need to be patient, but you also need to bring balance into the situation here. Temperance, and you need to see clearly the Moon or see past the illusion of this individual that's showing up as the King of Wands, because the King of Wands is not the Emperor. The King of Wands is an aspect of the Emperor, just like the King of Cups, Swords, and Pentacles, but the Emperor is all four combined, not just this part. You have got to see through that, and you've got to take decisive action and cut yourself free from this toxic engagement. See it for what it truly is, the King of Swords. That is what's keeping you from aligning with us, says the Divine Masculine Collective. However, don't beat yourself up about it, because ultimately this is all part of the journey. You understanding the difference between this guy and this guy is all a part of the journey. So you're going to have to go through it. You're going to have to experience it. In order for you, you're going to have to experience it, King of Swords, in order for you to get enough information that you need, enough understanding that you need to take decisive action, Queen of Swords. So don't beat yourself up about it. And don't worry, there is no rush. There is absolutely no rush. Okay? Time is an illusion. And that's right. You don't really know, you can't really say you know something unless you've experienced it firsthand. You can hear stories about it. You can hear opinions about it. You could form your own opinions by what you've heard about it, but you can't really say you know something. You can't really say you understand something unless you've experienced it firsthand. So don't beat yourself up about this. Go through the process. Go through the learning experience. Go through the journey. Okay? That's all. They're saying, we'll be here waiting for you. Don't worry. You've got the magic in you. You just got to set it free and allow yourself to use it for what's useful to you, not these toxic masculine energies or individuals. Use your power for your life, not theirs. Don't give your power away any longer. Anything else? Nope, that's it. Okay. All right, cool. All right, you guys. Oh, that's excellent, Barbie. I love that idea. All right, kids. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful for you. I'll admit, this was kind of funny to me going into this. Like, before I actually sat down and started the live stream, I was like chuckling to myself. I'm like, this is just too funny. I can't believe I'm doing like a channeled reading like this, but because I don't normally do things like this, but it came through. So I was like, whatever, we might as well talk about it. Someone's going to find some use for it. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic evening, a fantastic afternoon, a fantastic day. And I look forward to connecting with you again very, very soon. Yeah? Take care. Mwah! Bye.